Palantir broadcast system.
Okay. Yes, as you said, the Palantir broadcast is live on YouTube. This is the internal decision meeting for September 25th, 2017. I am Dorcas Whitecap. I am IS Herald. That's the internal submissions herald for Palantir, and I'm kind of running this particular show. The next person I see is Gottfried.
Good evening. I am Gottfried von Schwaben. I am the Saker Herald, which is external. So as it comes through me, it then goes on up to Laurel through my hands in my office.
And Uji?
I am Ogawa Matajiro Ujimori, and I'm at this point just a rogue herald here in Palantir.
And Brigitte?
Hi, I'm Brigitte von München. I am the former Saker Herald, which I actually handled everything, both internal and external submissions, and I'm currently the emergency deputy to Gold Falcon, and I am also the Palantir archivist for all heraldic submissions.
Whew.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not worthy, not... Oh,
Oh, shush.
Okay, so the letter that we are looking at is the internal letter dated 2017-08-30.
okay.
Those of you who are watching this on YouTube, if you're watching it live, Uji will be keeping an eye on... Ah, there we go. He just said so. Uji will be keeping an eye on any comments you might want to post or questions you want to post. Otherwise, of course, this will be saved for all eternity because the internet is forever. So, and we have slots open. So if you have found the link on the Herald's list or on Faceburger, you are welcome to join us. We have some slots open and we really don't bite. So without further ado, does anybody have anything to add, or shall we just jump right into the letter?
I think we can jump right in.
Let's go.
Okay, item number 1, Adelheid Frimke, name
Yes.
and device. Her name is documented from Balo Gentry, but the surname is undated, so I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, like I said, I did. You saw what I did on trying to at least build the case for dating Frimke. That's as close as I can get it. To me, it's strongly suggestive that this spelling is good for the time period, but you never know how it will be received further on down the line. Even Magnus said, let's. I mean, we could always send it.
Yeah. Brigitte?
I would say that the construction of the documentation is a really thorough job of saying is this plausible to date within the medieval time. I would say go ahead and let's send it up, because I'm sure Laurel would have some additional resources to be able to pull together maybe some dating or something similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
No, that's my German experts.
yeah, I've got this on JPEG to send up with the submission, so we're not wall of texting the entire entry.
Thank
Perfect.
you. Well, all right. So the note that I'm going to go add is just send up. That's for the name. The device, however, is a little problematic. Perpale, purpure in azure, a brazier argent enflamed proper.
Yeah.
So it's the style of flames that are red and yellow together.
Yeah, well, even as Modar said, even though we fixed that to where we've got now the flames to where they can be registered, where they're alternating red and yellow as opposed to within the same flame, we do have, I'd say we've got a conflict issue.
I would agree.
Yeah.
That's the sadness.
Yeah, I concur with that.
Okay, well, It's back to the drawing board. I'm going to say return for conflict.
I would say maybe recommend to the client even just putting a chief on there.
Yeah.
An uncharged chief should be enough to clear the conflict.
Yeah. Honestly, any sort of addition in any capacity would clear the conflict.
And I think an uncharged chief. This is me just stylistically. An uncharged chief would look much better than slapping a border on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
With this particular charge, I agree.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, all right. So that's the note. Return for conflict, and then, work with the submitter.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Item number 2, a name and device for Astrid Ingledal. The name, starting there. There doesn't need to be an in there. Astrid Gledal would be, I think, the correct formation.
Right, and that's where I'm pulling from Frida.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. She didn't say she would accept no changes. I could contact her. Let's see. Constantia did the consult on this one.
Right.
At fighter practice, so she might be seen at fighter practice, and if nothing else, somebody could contact her and just let her know that we're dropping the article in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you want to, let's see, let me pull, pulling up her doc now.
Okay, remove the in,
I think
and
I
then
can
send
read.
it up.
Wow. Okay.
We'll warn her. We've got not a week. We've got less than a week to get the external letter out. But so that's the note. And yes, okay, that's the other note that I want to add. Dorcas will contact. All right. Now the device. Quarterly azure and sable, a scorpion, and a bordure engrailed argent.
I think it looks good.
Exactly. Yeah. With no conflicts, that is clear. The picture is clear as opposed to.
Okay. Anybody have any reason why I shouldn't just send it up?
Nope.
All right. Item number 3. There's a name and device. Evelyn Carberry.
Avalon.
Evelyn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's from my group.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
She's the one at our court where she got 2 awards. She got her BOGA and then she got her AOA, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you remember anything about that court.
It happened before. Come on. Because both her and her daughter got 2 awards at that court.
Okay, that's cool.
And the rest is all a blur?
Yeah, more or less.
Well, we beg boons at the end of court for a reason, I think.
So they remember the rest of it.
I guess. Good thing I didn't have to do a court report.
Okay, so Avalon, I'm going to say send up.
Yep.
Only question, I don't recall, someone refresh my memory, black. Are we still good with black, or did black be questionable at times?
It depends on if it's dated or not.
Got
Yes,
it. Okay. And this one is, so we're good. Check.
Yes.
We're not throwing old the tried and true name sources. We're not just throwing them all out the window. The problem
Right.
follow is there are undated names.
Plus, Frida found
Oh, I see that.
family
Yeah.
search
Nope. Yep.
documentation too.
So she's documented 6 ways from Sunday.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right, now for this device. I had a heck of a time with the blazon. All right. Purple inverted azure, sable, and argent. A lion passant or between 3 saltiers of an arrow inverted and an axe counterchanged. I don't like that blazon. I have no idea how to do it.
I like the one that was suggested later on in the commentary by Magnus and modified by Modar per Paul, inverted Azure Sable and Argent, a lion passant gardened, or between 2 sets of an arrow inverted and an axe in Saltier, and a set of an arrow inverted and an axe in Saltier Azure is not bad.
I would say that's probably better for our artisans to do scroll work from.
Yeah. The one thing is I like the last chunk, basically the entire descriptor of the arrows and axes from Magnus's. The between a pair of arrows between a pair of arrows inverted and axes in Salter. The only issue I see with that in particular is obviously the pair of arrows inverted and axes makes it sound like the arrows are together in the axes.
Exactly. That's
I would say that everything looks clear. Send it up and let Laurel tweak it. Let Wreath tweak it as he wishes.
Certainly, but yeah, I do think that the blazons provided in commentary, while long-winded, are very concise.
Now the axe is going to be significantly different from the arrow, so nobody's going to throw up a blur that we can't identify it. Correct?
No, I can.
You see where I'm going? Yeah.
I mean,
especially the bottom one. That axe has a big axe head.
It's very scythe-like.
Sinister Chief has a big axe head, and the one in Dexter Chief is smaller. But it is, we are heralds, not art critics.
And it's hand drawn, so that there's a lot of leniency on that as well.
Yeah. My big complaint is the one in base looks a little scythe-like, but you know what? Again, the other ones convey enough information to me to let me know that they're all axes.
I am a firm believer that we are heralds, not art critics. Yep. I'm just trying to knock down any arguments that may appear down the road. Identify and knock down.
Yeah, it's
axes. If they're gonna complain, it's gonna be that unity of posture, because the arrow is inverted and the axe is not.
That's true.
Ooh. And I just am going to reach through my computer and throttle some people.
Let me know. I'll help you, Barry. That's all I'm going to say.
So I suggest that we use Modar's reblazon, because a saltier is not a thing. So 3 saltiers of arrow and axe, a saltier isn't a thing.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
And calling them sets of an arrow and an axe.
Yeah, that gets a little fuzzy.
Yeah. So yes, I agree. Let Wreath have that headache, but send it up. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, if anything, I could almost just see the color distinction using the counter changed Argent and Azure bit, but again, we'll let Wreath sort it.
Because it's not exactly counter changed. But
yeah.
Right.
But I could see that as being something that a number of people latch onto.
Right, but the thing is, they're not counter-changed. The ones up in Chief, they are Argent, and the one in base is Azure.
Yes.
So there's no counter-changing at all.
But,
okay, I'm ready to move forward.
Yep.
Well, certainly.
All right. Item number 4, it's a badge, a joint badge for Beatrix of Tannet, and Torbjorn Bjornsson in Danski. Okay, so the blazon that was sent up is fieldless, a bear statement sable on a plow wheel oar. So as far as the picture itself, I think this is perfectly reasonable, and once again, hand drawn by Kevin McKee. The blazon, I want
It shouldn't be a plow wheel because there's no real reason to make it a plow.
Right.
Just a wheel.
Just a wheel.
And yeah, it should be a top as opposed to on. I would expect it to surmount the wheel. A top or yeah, actually a top would be.
Okay, so Modar suggested that it's a bear atop a wheel, and Maddox suggested that it's a bear maintaining a wheel. I don't like that.
I like that too.
I don't like that at all. I like Modar's.
Yeah,
it's because he's not. When someone says maintaining or sustaining, I would expect the bear to be hanging on. He's not hanging on.
Yeah, he's riding it.
Riding it. He's
standing on it.
He's walking on it as it spins.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The wheel is
He's not gripping it.
Right.
The wheel is maintaining the bear more than the bear maintaining the wheel.
Yes.
So I'm going to
I would say go with Mo's blazon.
Oh, wait a minute. What did? All right. Keep going. I'm going to check something, backtrack on something on the LOI that may have pertinence to this.
Okay.
All right. We will keep going then. I have made the note that it is going to get forwarded.
Right.
We're just the blazon is going to be whatever it is. Okay. So item number 5, it is a device change for Beatrice La Cristalliere. The new device is or in bend 2 capital letters. Nope, that's the old item. Or in saltier, a grosing iron and a dividing iron, and in chief, a capital letter B, azure, within a bordure gules. I needed to fix that. The italics didn't turn off when it was supposed to turn off. Okay, I'll make a note of that, Gottfried, when you send it up. The italics needed to close, but
yep, we can easily.
So, a grosing iron and a dividing iron. So there's all sorts of notes and documentation and pictures of things that can only be the kind of dividing iron that is demonstrated in this emblazon.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they have squicks about calling it a dividing iron, because I've never heard of a dividing iron before. I've heard of a soldering iron. And I found documents that actually speak to soldering irons in 1427. So I mean, I don't mind setting it up as a dividing iron, but if anything, I can argue that this is it. Look, this is a tool. It was in period. Yeah, it's a soldering iron. They called it a soldering iron.
It's let's see. In the book, the documentation that she provided, didn't she provide reference that it was called a dividing iron?
That was what confused me, because the note that she had. Now the note that she had was a type. I found it online, but it was a type something that had to do with typecase. And okay, let me see. Yeah, there's no. Excuse me. Yeah, that handwritten note, right?
Yeah.
Right, that handwritten note. When I translated it, it actually did translate. It was a Veröffentlichen der Gesellschaft der Typenkunde. That translates to publications of the typology, or essentially a printing study of science of the 15th century. So it seemed like that had more to do with the letter, the typecase that she was doing.
Oh.
And nothing to do with the dividing iron.
Oh.
Which they threw me for a loop, because I pulled it up and I can go. I've got the link in the thing, in the entry, and you can go to that link and you'll be hit with a wall of, oh my God, and it's about different type cases.
Okay, well, so perhaps that was misdirection there. Okay, however, I see that. Okay, however, looking at the notes, a woodcut of a glazier's shop with what the submitter identifies as several dividing irons hanging on the wall behind the craftsman.
Right.
Okay, so we have the submitter's word that
Okay.
it's called a dividing iron.
Right.
She could be right because she does stained glass.
No, absolutely correct.
Right.
The question comes in is it modernly called a dividing iron as opposed to what it was called in period? There's no doubt in my mind that in period, that type of tool, I can find it referenced to as a soldering iron. However, I can't find it as a dividing iron.
Okay.
The tool, as far as I'm concerned, the tool is good. I don't mind sending it up as a dividing iron, and then if it comes back saying, hey, it gets changed to a soldering iron, I think at that point we're playing a semantics game. If the tool remains the same shape and form, but just what we call it changes, I don't think that's going to make a difference.
And I think that is how I would personally handle it, is just take it, send it up with that note and say, hey, person says it's a dividing iron. We're not sure if this is a period term or not, but we know we can call it a soldering iron, and here's
right.
So yeah, just send that up.
Okay. There's other things that other people had made comments about. This particular one is going to have a lot of notes for you, Gottfried.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll knock them down. Yep.
Yeah. But what else did other people have to say about the B and slot machine and?
I don't think it's slot machine.
B, if anything, the B is secondary, and then the primary charge group would be the dividing iron and the grozing iron.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I mean, you'll have two secondaries. You got the B, and you've got the peripheral.
And honestly, I would say this really has a lot of medieval style to it.
Yeah.
It is something that I could imagine hanging outside a shop, identifying whose shop this is and what they did.
Definitely.
So I'd say let's go with it. Let Reith decide about the tool and the name.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the argument about what script it is exactly starts. I could be wrong, but I think that starts getting way too deep into the weeds.
Right. There we go. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much all we need to mention when you send it up, because yes, indeed, we're going to send this up. We're going to forward this on. What they call it, it's up to them.
Yeah, we register the blazon, not the emblazon.
Other way around. The picture is the emblazon.
Not the words.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's been a long day for the retired man.
Yes, it has. I mean, I napped. I did. Finished on my research on the heraldry. I napped some more. It's a full day.
You poor thing.
You
need a nap to recover from your day, I think.
As long as he's not to the point where he needs a nap to recover from his nap. Yeah, like once you get to that point, though, I mean, it's.
So Christine is, I think, we're
number 6. Her resub of a device: argent, a chevron rompu purpure between 2 weaver's tablets vert and a Lockerberax, a bordure sable. So we've got a chevron rompu And we've got Weaver's tablets and a Lockerbur axe and a Borgia then.
Well, it takes care of the previous return.
Yep.
Yes. Quite handily.
And doesn't bring anything else in.
No.
Right. And she changed the flutes to Weaver's tablets.
Yep.
Yep.
And ditched the Rainy off the chevron, which again addresses the second point of issue.
Do we have April 2007. Yep. All right.
Yep.
I do not know what Seastag was talking about the axe. It's like that's a Lockerbur axe. And literally every member of her biological family who plays in the SCA has registered something with this Lockerbur axe in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about it.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. Moving on.
Number 6. Let me just get that note in. Send up. All right. 7 is a device.
Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy. Diomultior Zygmunt. God, how do
So
you...
why is this name not coming up in Oscar?
Because
I don't know.
probably because it just got
Yeah, that's really weird. I expect it to come up when this goes, when this letter goes external, because this is in fact the name that was just registered. You can go search on that.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the archive of Laurel letters right now. Do we know?
Okay.
Was it like just this past one?
yes.
June 2017.
Well, the one previous. Yeah. Not the one that came out a couple of days ago.
Okay, but the one so June.
Labeled June 2017.
Right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm looking in the ONA. Because let me tell you, there's only one Diomultior, and that's him. There he is in the ONA.
Yeah. Registered in the June LOAR.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
16th
All right. So
century
then
Hungarian name.
I would say as a note, if it in the external doesn't pop up, make sure you state that it was on the June 2017 LOAR registration.
exactly. And I'll also send a sidebar note to Istvan saying, hey, it's not populating.
Yep.
But yes, there is a note here in
is
the
there?
external letter,
I'm sorry, I missed that.
right under the submitter email.
Got.
Yep.
I don't see the emails.
And there is no discrepancy in any sort of spelling or characterization with like the umlauts and all that. Like that matches up with what's in the letter, so that should be all good.
Okay. Cool.
Once that gets put in.
It shows under the blazon then.
Yes.
Okay, the line,
Yes.
the name was registered. Okay.
Yep.
So now we're finished with the name, which already is registered. Let's talk about Azure Fusilier of 2 barred crosses aboard your oar. What do we call it? A 2 barred crosses, a double armed cross?
I think patriarchal. I've seen this before. Hang on.
It is an apparent variation of the Hungarian cross, aka the patriarchal cross,
Yeah.
seen in image of ruler Bela IV of Hungary, issuing from a trimount.
Yeah. Well, so
And
I'd say send it up and let Reith worry about it. Because
Yep.
it looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful.
it's basically a patriarchal cross, but the arms are the same length. Okay.
Oh, that's no, the lower one is the lower arm is shorter than the upper arm.
Yes.
Because a
And that's-
patriarchal cross has that the other way around, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's-
You are right.
I'm looking at a am I just looking at this picture funny? Oh, okay. Okay, there is a slight narrowing of the lower arms. Okay.
Well, so send it up. So that's the note. Send it up.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
Double. There's Lorraine. There's yeah. Hey.
Okay, well, number 8. Are we ready to move on?
Yep.
Yes.
Number 8, Emmy Ziegler, new device. Vert, 4 escallops in saltire, hinges to center, argent. Gosh, that's pretty.
It's very pretty.
And
Elegant.
this one will need the note when it goes into external that this is a change of device.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a change device and they wish to retain.
Let me type. It would help if I could spell.
We don't spell. We can't.
Actually, I can spell just fine. I can't type. My fingers just go all over the keyboard.
Well, let the kitty come back and let him type.
Yeah. So, yes, there is a note in Magnus added that to his comment that following
Yep.
the
And Godfrey put in the arms as the previous arms as a badge.
Yep.
I am looking for the form that I got because it wasn't. Yes, good. Here we are.
Yep.
It wasn't checked whether she wanted to retain or not.
Correct. However, she had she sent an email to our offices saying that. As a matter of fact, I can pull it up.
Why did I not have this? I thought I had these in alphabetical order. So.
All right, let me go there.
Huh.
Arm submitted at Penzig. Got it. Email that came in on 23 September. She submitted the arms at Penzig, later realized they'd been submitted as a new device, not a replacement. I'd like to retain the old one as a second badge until I'm sure which one I'll keep as my actual badge.
23 September? I don't think
Yes.
that recently? I mean, like 23 September was Saturday.
Right. 2 days ago.
Okay. Alrighty then. Good. So now we know that. Okay.
Right.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna say we're gonna send it up.
Right. With the only change being a change device.
Right.
Okay.
Send up. All right. Number 9. Leon Oliver, new name and new device. First, the name Leon Oliver. All documents from Family Search.
Yeah. Can't really argue with Family Search when it lays out like that.
Nope. Looks good.
C batches, both of them. So
Within 10 years of each other.
And in the same place.
Yeah.
Well, Lincoln, England. Perfect.
Lincoln. Yeah.
all right. The device. First saltire, sable, and vert. A falcon striking and a bordure rani argent. I believe the falcon is striking to sinister.
That is correct. Yes.
Somebody say that? Oh, good.
Magnus did.
Magnus did. Yep.
Okay. And it's only 4 sections, so it can be 2 colors.
Yep. And the rainy actually looks really good. Like that's some of the best rainy I've seen recently.
Okay. Well, so my note says we're just going to send it up
There should be no issues.
with adding the word to sinister.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I had to look again. Magnus, no conflict found. Okay.
Right. Okay. Okay. So number 10, Lynette's Augie. Azure, a dove, and on a chief argent between 2 roses proper for augmentation, on a delft purpure, a cross of Calatrava ore. So that Delph, or that basically the Cross of Calatrava ore on a purple field, is the Kingdom badge, Populous badge. So I don't think there's any need for any kind of permission to conflict.
No.
Matter of fact, they did it up two ways. The one, I think that Callantir, thank you, actually set it up to where they had a ore bordure, and then this one, so that there was never any juggling at the last minute, depending on whether you were trying to put it on a metal or a tincture.
Nice.
Okay, augmentation.
Let's see when.
And that somebody else found that and noted it in commentary for us.
Right. I was going to say
Augmentation.
there it is.
Here.
There it is.
6/16/17.
Yep, I'll need that. Okay.
Okay, so note that this is an Augie, not a new device. Note date. Augie was granted. Send up.
Yep.
All right, that's number 10. Oh gosh, we're halfway through. Number 11. Finally tracked down Marie Dupuis.
Okay.
Device change. Argent, a natural seahorse azure within a bordure sable, semi of mullets of 4 points, argent.
So the only difference I'm seeing right now is that she's changing to a natural seahorse.
Yep.
Okay.
And she is releasing the old one.
Okay.
So
then she would, she'd be conflicting with herself. And if her previous device didn't conflict with things, then she's fine.
Well, I'm glad that Gawain did the conflict checking.
Oh, yes.
There could be, although, no, you're right, because any new thing registered would have had to be conflict checked against hers, right? So,
but yes, having that extra bit of assurance is very nice.
Yep.
Do we have any kind of SFPPs or anything for using a natural seahorse device?
I don't believe so.
I didn't have a chance to look up a whole bunch.
I'll dig for that.
Okay, because I spent a lot of time in the German translations today.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up Mist Home right now.
Okay. But yeah, a note came to me 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the summer of 2014. And it was Brigida, because I had my heraldic artist doing all this lovely computer artwork. And Brigida said, "Oh, look, while he's at it, do you think he could make one of these for us?" And I didn't know what a natural seahorse was in heraldry. It's like, oh.
And those appear to not carry an SFPP.
Sweet.
Good to know.
Okay.
All right, so that's number 11. We're just going to send it up.
Mm-hmm.
And scroll a bit. Oops, scroll too much. Okay. Number 12. Rao the Smither, new name and new device. First, the name, Rao the Smither.
Gearbossy.
Yep, and it's one of those prepended by names.
Yeah.
But it says so right there in the notes. So.
And Gunvar said it's correctly formed, and I trust her completely on that one.
All right.
Yeah, that is her forte.
Mm-hmm.
Send up. Number 12, the device. Quarterly sable and ghouls, a Musimin head erased argent, and in the first and fourth quarters, a set of sparks ore. I don't know.
Is there no way that we can blazon that to put the gold circles, however we want to blazon it, in a little bit earlier? Like, because it seems really odd to be like, oh, quarterly, and then this big head over all of it. Oh, yeah, and then these gold circles behind. Like,
well.
Okay, so here's what I know. Here's what I think I know. at the Harold's Hill event, not a month ago, but like last year, this guy came to the consult table, and he did the docs for his name, and then sort of I lost track of him because I don't live up there, and so just before the Harold's Hill event, I was going through old emails, and I sent a note to Sophia saying, hey, you know, what do you know? Because I think he had put her down as the consulting herald on his name. And lo and behold, he shows up at the consulting table at this year's Harold's Hill event. And you know, he wanted the Musimin, and this is obviously drawn ahead of time. Kevin McKee didn't draw this. I'm thinking this is Sophia's work. But what I'm thinking is that last year we were talking about sparks and Stencily. And I think he kind of decided that it sounded cool. So I'm pretty sure that's why he wants not 3 Bezants, 2 and 1, but he wants sparks.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't like.
But if we are going to have to blazon it 3 Bezants, well, the 2 and 1 is the default arrangement
of 3 things.
So I think it's artist note territory. If they come back and say, well, gosh, you should draw your Bezants bigger, I think he would say, why, thank you, I'll take that in mind, and then he'll go and draw them small because he really wants them.
My issue isn't with whether or not they're sparks or Bezants or whatever. Is my issue is with the placement of them in the blazon.
Oh, the blazon, not the emblazon.
The blazon, the words, the placement of them in the words, because you're describing the quarters, then you go talking about the head, which is over top of everything, and then you go back to describing the quarters.
But I'm going to say that this head is the primary charge rather than an overall charge. If the Bezants really were bigger, I might be tempted to say this is quarterly Sable and Ghouls in Bend, 3 Bezants and 3 more Bezants in Bend. It's like something like that. And overall, a Musimin's head erased. But the fact that the Musimin's head, I'm sure the Musimin's head is obviously meant to be the primary charge.
Yeah, and that, I mean, that is not even a question, but it just...
they... Oh, sorry. Don't go.
No, it just... The placement of that... Because, I mean, like, I understand, like, the whole theory of, like, say, like, the primary charge first and, like, sort of trickle down that, essentially that precedence, if you will, of primary, secondary, tertiary. But at the same time, part of me is like, okay, well, you're going from talking about one thing to this thing that's supposed to be just the main thing, and then you go back to things that would, depending on how you draw it, be under the big thing.
I think, looking at this, if the client likes the sparks, they would probably be best served to make the sparks smaller and throw a few more on. Then you have quarterly ostensibly Sable and Ghouls.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it does a world of things. One, it cleans up the blazon completely. 2, it leaves, you're not talking about a field treatment with the ostensibly as opposed to another charge group or whatnot that's in there. So it clears up any kind of question of what is where on the field. And then on top of it all, you, with the Musimin's head, it then absolutely there's no question it's the primary charge taking center field as opposed to an overall charge.
Yeah, I definitely think that may be something that we should discuss with the client. Like how dead set are they on having 3 Bezant sparks, what have you, or if they would be open to some changes.
I think there is no problem with having 3 Bezants or 3 whatever they are, whether they are sparks or whether they are Bezants. The fact that there are 3 of them, there's no problem with that. We don't need to make this an ostensibly field, or the quarters, the sable quarters, sable ostensibly ore. I don't think we need to do that.
If nothing else, the redraw that needs to be brought to attention.
Does not create deep charges.
Because, like, whether that redraw is shown to the client and discussed or thrown right out, something needs to happen with that redraw. And a justification needs to be given for that. Because if nothing is done with that, like it seems odd. Like I wouldn't want to have someone provide something like that and then be like, and just have it vaporize.
Brigida?
Yep.
He lives, I think he lives up in Herald's Hill. Do you know this guy?
No. He's not a Hillian, or at least one that hangs out with us.
Okay.
If you send me his email, I'll follow up on him.
Okay, I will send you that email, because yes, I get what Uji is saying, that this redraw done by Gunvor is just stunning and is very likely registerable without any problems, as opposed to the original artwork. People are going to quibble over the size of the sparks. I like them. Or the Bezants or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, I will send you his email.
Okay.
But what are we saying?
Pend it. It's not a return.
Yeah,
it's not a return. We're just pending it because, hey, we got a couple of things we want to clean up. Yes.
Yeah, because honestly, like if he wants sparks, specifically sparks, and the size that they're at, I'm fine with it. But I want to add more. I want word from the client to be like, I want a set of sparks in each quarter done, or I want ostensibly, or I want business. I don't want to send this up with so much discussion surrounding the gold circles, whatever you want to call them, without having the client provide what their thoughts are. I want to know what the client is thinking at this point, and that's why I would pend it, is to give us a chance to talk to them and be like, okay, what are you specifically wanting? Where do you stand on these things that people have brought up that are, for lack of better phrasing, fairly contentious?
Well, Brigida, I just sent an email to you with his email address in it and some of these notes, and I sent it to one of your 50 million email addresses.
I only have like 4. Come on.
Million.
4 million, not 5, whatever.
Not 50. 4.
Okay. And all right. So what I'm gonna, the notes is, so Gottfried, this decision is yours and mine.
Yes.
I think we should pend it.
I think Yeah, I think he would best be served by pending it. Yes, it puts a little bit of a delay, but not as much of a delay as if it either goes up and gets bounced back, or we can't answer the questions, because I know it's going to ask questions. So as it stands right now, we can't even answer the questions that may come up by Wreath and the College of Arms.
Yep.
If we understand the submitter's intent, then we've got the ammunition to answer all the questions that we have and or adjust fire on it. So
yes,
it's
and
by a
that's
pen.
that's what I was
that's the
getting
best
at with
option.
mine. Is knowing their intent.
Now, depending on, how busy Brigade is and how quickly she can get to this and how quickly he gets back, we might have answers before the external letter has to go.
If we have answers before the external letter goes out the door, I'll fire it out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll get on it right tonight, just so that it's done and get the quickest amount of hopeful time spin back on an answer.
Okay.
All right. Moving along. Number 13, another Musimin.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like scrolling, waiting for us to get to this next one. I was like, oh wait.
Yep, something in the water apparently. Okay, new name and new device. The name is Reinhard Villicus. Documented family search and family search.
Yeah.
So I got no problem with the name. The dates, there's a B batch and the C batch.
Yep.
Date.
Christening, birth,
1559 and 1641. So within 100 years. The Villicus is gray period, but hey.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just a Latinized name that has continued through.
Yeah.
All right. Okay then. Number 13, the device. Per bend and argent, a Musimin rampant azure maintaining a feather gules.
Woot.
It looks like a corn cob.
Yeah,
somebody else thought it looked like a carrot.
Yeah, I can see where they're coming from in saying that it looks like a carrot. But I mean, I wouldn't hold it. It's artist's note, if anything.
Yeah.
If you look closely at it, there's little tufts of feathery at the base of it.
And it's got the stem of the feather that instead of a green leafy portion of it.
It's feather-like enough for me to see no issue with it.
Okay. No conflicts and no other, just artist note, if anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to say send up.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Number 14, Shiozaki Kamiko. New name.
And I'm already seeing one potential issue with the big issue I'm seeing is with the given name. Only for the reason that they are citing Edward of Effingham's text. They're citing the Japanese miscellany.
Oh, okay.
I say this because I know firsthand that alone is unfortunately not acceptable on its, like, it's not like, oh, I can, it's here, it's fine. It's not a Japanese Gearbasi. It's not name construction and medieval.
It's not the little pamphlet.
Okay, so Kamiko Kame is from the little pamphlet, page 175.
Right.
It is documented in NCMJ Kame, and the ko suffix is there. I thought ko did indeed mean.
And it might because actually you say ko to me, and I think the prefix meaning small. But Let's see.
Because in modern Japanese, I know that ko, the suffix ko tends to mean girl. But according to the Japanese miscellany,
The Japanese miscellany does indicate ko to mean to be a suffix meaning son. Now, again, though, that still raises the issue that they're using the Japanese miscellany as a standalone source. Because I remember with, I don't remember, I believe it was my first name, my first Japanese name that I registered. I had cited the Japanese miscellany. I was like, Japanese miscellany, here's my names. And I believe it was actually Solveig who came in and like, okay, this, and of course this was like a couple of years ago, and I haven't been tracking precedents by any stretch of the imagination, but she came in the commentary and was very like, okay, well, at this point in the society, this is not a suitable sort of standalone source. You need something more here to back up your case. And she actually put together like everything that was needed to back up my registration at that point. So as much as I would love to be like, yeah, this is perfect, it's great, yeah, send it up.
Got it. Page 7.
Perfect. If it's in there,
let me. An odd feature of Japanese phonology is that ancient name endings and a few personal pronouns suggest that ko endings were masculine.
Okay, good.
So examples include the words Musuko, son, and Musume, daughter. The name of twin gods Izanami, female, and Izanagi, male.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient name endings Hime is feminine and Hiko is masculine. The important lies in the column where the ending appears. So, many people are familiar with feminine Japanese names ending with ko. Classical Chinese, and it means son, and in names mean lord or master. And in point of fact, I did not put the kanji in there. I didn't put the kanji in there, but it seems to me that he did use the kanji that means the masculine ko.
Perfect.
So
if it's supported in name construction in medieval Japan, I have no issue with it.
All right, so
I just wanted there to be something other than just a Japanese miscellany, because I know some people will kind of be like about it.
All right, I'm saying in the note, add a note about suffix.
Yeah. And we'll have to go off of your copy because mine is ancient.
It's venerable.
No, it's ancient.
It's straight up.
I will scan a page and I will email you. Actually, I'll scan the page and I will email it to you.
Okay, and this is off the new little pamphlet, right? The updated? Yeah, perfect.
Page 7 of...
I really need to get myself a copy of that book.
MCMJ. Alban posted something to the SCA Herald's list, which makes me think that it has reappeared out of his seclusion.
Ooh.
He had some health problems and was doing physical rehab and getting better. So I'm going to try and catch up with him because I know of one other person who wants a copy of it, and he's kind of like the only place to get it.
Great.
Okay, so that's number 14. The name we got extra documentation for Co. All right, and then moving right along. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, number 15. Somatirvadottir. New name. Soma is from the Nordisk Runans lexicon, and Tirvi comes from Girbasi.
Yep.
And it looks like you, Frida, and Gunvar have got it all handled for the spelling, making sure we've got either all accents or no accents.
Right. I heard back from the submitter.
Yep.
So, okay. So I'm going to put that. Send up with all accents. Marks. Okay. Gaia Criticals. Okay, number 16, Susanna Darba. Is that how she pronounces her name? I know she's a Hillian.
No, she's not.
All right. I know this was a consult done at the Herald Hill event. Okay.
She might be from Extrute. We had a lot of people from Extrute there.
Yeah, okay. So the badge, fieldless, a compass star, per saltier, vert, and per pure. This is sharp.
The only thing that I'll need to do is annotate it, the step from period practice. But other than that, it should be one. Well, all the arms are the same length. Yeah, good to go. No conflict.
Okay. Send up. All right. Number 17. We're getting there. Thorin in Harfagri, new name and new device. First the name. Fellows Jensen for Thorin, and Girbasi for the in Harfagri. Frida made the point that the name is documented as Thorin spelled with a TH rather than spelled with a thorn. But then she went ahead and documented the spelling with a thorn.
Then if the submitter wants the thorn, which I'm highly suspecting that they do, I'll just switch the documentation to the thorn form.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Send up. Number 17, the device. Ghouls, a Paul inverted between 3 Thor's hammers and a bordure argent.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, I think nice. Yeah.
Well then, final. Send it up.
Yeah. Please do. Let us do this.
Yeah, and we're almost done.
Yeah, we got the flaming banana.
I was going to say, who roasted the banana?
All right, new badge for Ulfvalder Folkmarsson. Fieldless. On a flame ghouls, a banana ore. And you know what? A banana is no longer a step from period practice.
Really?
They
actually, one of his other submissions cemented that.
Okay.
Banana plantain, somebody found when she wanted her banana leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they cultivated bananas in Portugal.
Leave it to the Portuguese.
They were grown on European soil, therefore they're European flora or fauna.
Which that on its own is it just boggles my mind. Portuguese, they grew bananas.
Why not?
You know, they're pretty far south, and they got those.
Yeah, it just still seems a very strange thing to imagine Portuguese banana farmers in like 16th century Europe.
Well, you know what? I'm sure they were excited to do that because the job had appeal.
Oh, hey.
And on that note,
all I said, I love the badge, but every time I see it, I swear to God, I see it. It makes me chuckle because I keep thinking of a French flaming dessert, and I can't think of the name of it right
Baked
now.
Alaska.
Bananas Foster.
Bananas Foster, yes.
Bananas Foster.
I heard, but all I got was flaming dessert. I'm like, it's a baked Alaska. Those are hard.
Yeah, no.
Bananas. Obviously, should have known. Still on banana topic.
Bananas Foster. Well, okay. So, if I may sum up, folks follow along.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, we're going to just send it up. Number 2, nope, 1D. One name, send up. One device, return for conflict.
Right.
And suggest an uncharged chief or something simple. Who is going to contact the submitter?
I will.
Okay. All right. Number 2, name. Remove the article in and send it up. And I will contact her to let her know that we're making that slight change. Number 2, the device, send up as is. Number 3, the name, send up as is. Number 3, the device. We're going to reblazon it as per Paul inverted azure, sable and argent, a lion, passant gardent, or between 2 sets of an arrow inverted and an axe in saltire argent, and a set of an arrow inverted and an axe in saltire azure, and send it up. Number 4 for the badge, reblazon as fieldless, a bear statement, a sable, atop a wheel or, and send it up.
Yes.
Number 5, the device, just tidying up punctuation, double check the italics close up near the blazon.
Right.
And kind of distinguish between documentation for the tools and documentation for the letter B, but otherwise send it up. So just kind of tidy up the docs a little bit, I guess. Number 6, a device, just send it up. Number 7, a device, just send it up. Number 8, device, note that this is a device change, not a new device. And the old one is to be retained as a badge, and send it up to Laurel. Number 9, the name, send it up. Number 9, the device. Reblazon as per saltire, sable, and vert, a falcon striking to sinister, and a bordure rani argent, and send it up. Number 10, device. Note that this is an augmentation, not a new device. Note the date the Augie was granted in the docs, and send it up.
Hey, real quick, as I was following along, I noticed that it said Oscar thinks that Lynette's name, Dave Jean, has an accent mark over the E, which is not showing up in the.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay. Yep. That's an easy double check, double tap.
I just happened to just catch that as I scrolled.
Yep. Nope. Good catch.
Okay.
So we need to add that note.
This is a Penzic submission, and some nice person at Penzic actually entered these into Oscar.
Yep.
And so.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so she's number 10. Good catch. Add accent to name. Accent mark. Okay. Okay, number 11, the device, simply send it up. Number 12, the name, send it up. And number 13 is to pend. We're going to pend it. And Brigida will contact him.
The number 12 device
Number
pen.
12 device penned.
Oh, number 12 device penned.
Check.
God, can't even read. Okay, but yeah, penned. And Brigida, I sent you the email. Did you get it?
I got it.
Okay, great. Okay, number 13, the name. We're going to send it up. Number 13, the device, we're also sending up. Number 14, the name, we're going to add a note about the suffix co being masculine from page 7 of NCMJ, and I need to make a scan and send you the scan of page 7, so
Thank
you
you.
can summarize that documentation how you like.
Perfect.
But it's going to send up.
Yes.
And side note, Uji, thank you for making me go and look that up.
You're very welcome.
Number
One of these days, I'll just have the book, and then I'll
I
be a
know.
little bit more helpful on my own.
Yeah. Well, remind me, put yourself down in the book. The next time when we meet, I'm going to slap you. You are quite
What?
helpful, sir. You are
Well,
quite
yes,
helpful.
like.
You are
Okay,
quite
I would like to be
helpful.
more helpful.
Don't worry
More
about it.
helpful. Plus, I just would like, that's a book that I really should be getting around to getting.
Gee, you think?
Yeah, but it's been hard to find. So in his defense,
Yep.
Amazon actually has it listed for $40, and it is the June 12th, 2017 version.
Wow.
So,
really?
yeah.
Wow.
That's about what I paid for this one, I think.
Right, like, yeah, $40 is the going rate for that book. It's just that I need to actually get around to shelling out that money for it.
Okay. Moving
on.
Yes.
Number 15, the name, send it up with all accent marks.
Okay.
Number 16, the badge. Note the step from period practice for the compass star, but otherwise just send it up. 17, name, send up. 17, device, send up. 18, badge, send up.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yes.
And that is what we have. Okay, so I think, wow, that was a big letter for just a small commenting group.
And we
so
cranked it out in just over an hour.
True.
we pretty much did. Cool. Yay us. So what I'm going to do, the letter is still open for commentary, but I did that on purpose so that I can go and actually insert the results of our decision meeting before the letter closes tonight.
Okay.
The next internal letter, I've got it pretty much ready to go, and I'm going to, I don't know.
Did you get those 3 other submissions by email from Zanita?
Oh no, I need to check my Gmail. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you for the warning. Okay,
Yes.
Great. So I'm not going to finalize that letter until but I haven't got anything in the mail yet.
And when's our next commentary session going to be?
Right. Okay. So the next letter will be published sometime this week. I'm looking at my map of dates. That means that the next internal decision meeting will be Monday, October 23rd. That is the 4th Monday. October 30th is the 5th Monday, but I don't want to do it on the 30th. I want to do it on the 23rd.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so that is that, and I'm going to go ahead and close the YouTube broadcast. Have any questions or comments come in over YouTube?
I did not see any.
All right. Well then, remember that's a thing that you can do next time there's a meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and close the broadcast. Thank you all for your time, and thanks for watching. And now I click the little red button.